All right, we're looking at your lesson 2, worksheet 1 today from test 3. So that is going to be proving your lines are parallel, stuff like that. Oops. Okay. All right, for problem 1 through 10, determine which lines or segments are parallel. Justify your answers by stating the specific theorem or postulate that proves to be true. Okay, so in number 1, you've got line L, M, N, and O. Those are your lines that are parallel, or that are in the figure. Okay, remember, in order for them to be parallel, they either have to have corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, same side interior angles, or you can have the double V double L, okay? Either one. All right, and remember, I should have put these backwards. Okay, because these three are congruent and this one equals 180, okay? So that's what you're looking for on these whenever we start talking about that, okay? So basically here, like if you look at line L and line M, if we do line L and M being parallel, okay, and then the transversal of N, then you would see right here that we have 115 and 65, and 115 plus 65 is 180. So you can tell me that line L is parallel to line M. Okay, and that is same side interior. All right, but likewise, if I look at line N and line O and I use this transversal, okay, 115 plus 70 does not give me 180, okay? And 110 plus 65 does not give me 180. So you know that these two lines are not parallel because those same side interior angles do not equal 180, okay? All right, for number 2 here. So you're looking right here and you're going to see, let's start with line J and line O. And if I use the transversal of V, then right here on the inside, you see that these two are the same. Okay, but it does not tell me what their value is. So even if they're the same, they could both be 80 degrees. And 80 plus 80 is 160, not 180. So it doesn't tell me their right angles. If they're the same and they're right angles, I would be okay, but it does not tell me that. Okay, now, if I use, let's see what else we have, what other option we have here. Okay, so if you look at line D and line V, okay, and you use the transversal here, okay, again, you have that they're congruent, but you don't know what their values are. So we have not enough information to conclude that for any of these. Okay. All right, so now for over here for number 3, you're going to see the lines that we're going to deal with. The first one I'm going to look at is line BC. Sorry, y'all, it aggravates me that my board's off, but line BC and line AD. Okay, and I'm going to use this transversal right here, BA. Okay, so if I add 125 plus 55, that gives me 180. Okay, so right there I have C, same side interior, R supplementary. So I can conclude that line BC is parallel to line AD. Okay, and that is same side interior angles are supplementary. I should have done that over here. All right, so I did go back and add that over here on number 1, you did need to put that same side interior angles are supplementary, okay? Because we need to make sure that's the one that's different. The other ones are all congruent, okay? All right, so I'm going to jump to, let's go with number 4 here, okay? So like right here, if you use this transversal and you see that you have 30 and 30 right there, so those make the F. So those are corresponding. Okay, corresponding angles are congruent. And that would make line UH parallel to line TR. Okay, so there's your 2 parallel lines, and then there's your transversal with the 30 and the 30. Okay. All right, so let's jump over here to number 6. Okay, so again, if these are your 2 parallel lines and this is your transversal, then right here I have another F. F is corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, and that would make the lines I've drawn over them GO parallel to AL. Okay, with NA being your transversal there. All right, so look back real quick. Corresponding angles are congruent. Right there we said GO is parallel to AL. Okay, so here, kind of look at your angles. You know if they're interior that they're going to have to be supplementary. So like you know that 58 and 120 don't equal 180, and you know that 60 and 122 don't equal 180, but you do know that 120 and 60 equal 180. So this would be your transversal, okay, and these will be your parallel lines. So A is going to be parallel to B, and that's because same side interior are supplementary, okay? So same thing over here. You know 88 plus 88 wouldn't be 180, and 92 plus 92 is not 180, but perhaps look at your 88 and 92 there, and if this is your transversal, then these are your lines, okay? All right, so I'm going to leave 9 and 10 to y'all, and then let's look at 11 through 13, okay? It's asking you to determine what value of X, what value does X need to be in order for you to say that M is parallel to P. Okay, well, if this is M and P and this is my transversal, then these are same side angles, okay? Therefore, this one would also be 93, okay? And then those are going to make 180 degrees there. This will be X plus 44 if you did that. So you know that X plus 44 plus 93 has to equal 180. So then you would add 44 and 93 and then solve, and X is going to equal 43. So if X was 43, then that would make those two lines parallel. Okay, so same thing here for number 12. You see right here, those make the C, so those would have to equal 180. So X plus 20 plus X minus 20 would equal 180. Twenties cancel out, so 2X would equal 180, therefore X would equal 90. Okay, so same thing here. If this is 3X, then you know this is 3X. If this is 2X minus 10, then you know this is 2X minus 10. So again, those two have to equal 180. So you would add them up and set them equal to 180. All right, so the last three, same thing here. Okay, if these are your two parallel lines and this is your transversal, then these are alternate interior angles, so they are equal to each other. So x minus 30 would equal 70. So x would have to equal 100 for those to be parallel. Okay? And then if you jump over here, if these are your parallel lines on 16, then you have your F formed right there. So those would also be congruent. And there's no way to mathematically do that one. So what you're going to do here is look at, you could do a Z. Okay, so if you did this line, these two lines, and then this transversal, just several ways you can do these, so trying to make sure. Okay, this one right here will be 2x minus 75 because there's your Z. Okay. And if you do that, then we'd set them equal to each other. And it's the same way if you did the corresponding. Okay, and the two x's are going to cancel out, and negative 75 does not equal negative 20. So there is not an answer for x that's going to make those lines parallel. Okay, so I've done several of those for you. Like I said, I was trying to look at that one a few ways. If you did the x plus 35 down here, and we'll talk about that one tomorrow whenever I go over it, just several different ways you can look at number 16. Okay, so try to finish those up for me, and don't forget you do have a quiz tomorrow.